Ciao a tutti, this is Esther.
Alfred here.
Of You, Me, and Sicily. Welcome back to our channel, or if you're new, welcome to You, Me, and Sicily. We're going to go to the province of Messina, take you to Giardini Naxos, Savoca, Forza di Agro. Definitely towns to put on your list. But first, have you heard? Etna blew a big one on February 21st. Really big one. Clouds 7 miles high.
I tell you, it has to stop eating those fava beans. That's all I can tell you. Holy smokes, the ash that was falling. We had to sweep up this morning, the front deck, the back deck. It was all over the place. I felt bad for the place Zafferana della Etna. You should have seen Rosario Ferracci's front yard. Oh my God.
So we were in the supermarket, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and some people were going outside, and it was starting to get a little bit dark, and they were taking photos. And guess what? Alfred was outside guarding the car, waiting for me, and look at this video he captured.
So coming out of food shopping, and look what I see. Etna. Ash. That's an ash cloud. She's blowing right now. And the good thing is, she's going opposite of where my house is. She's going this way. Just starting. Really happy about that. I mean, but it's not coming to my house, that is. But look at that. This is what you see. Okay.
Can you hear that? No, that's not rain. It's actually ashes falling. So then we were driving around trying to get you guys all these videos, and I posted immediately a short on our channel, just a less than 1 minute video report. But boy, there was a lot of sweeping up for sure in some of the Etna towns, also in downtown Catania. And as you know, this has been going on since February of last year, when there were about 50 to 60 explosions. We had one earlier this month as well. So we'll see if she's on another kick, Alfred.
You know, Esther, this morning while you were sleeping, I get up every morning very early, do a little bit of walking, etc., wake up and so forth, and there was a ginormous cloud even coming right over us. So I'm saying to myself, this is going to drop at least a half an inch of ash. This is what I was saying to myself. So I took my camera out and I taped it. And then all of a sudden, the cloud veered over into the Ionian Sea. And as I was watching the ash fall into the sea, you could literally see it. I'm saying to myself, is that good for the sea?
Good question.
I don't know if it's good for the sea. To me, it sounds like it's good for the sea because there's all these minerals and nutrients in the ash.
Well, it's definitely good for the fruits and vegetables, but a little
Is it
bit
good
too
for
much.
the fish? I don't know. There's been a lot, though. A lot. Okay, what else we have?
All right, let's go to Giardini Naxos in the province of Messina, where the Greeks first landed, 734 BC. You know, a lot of theories about why they came here. Maybe they were running out of space on their islands. They saw Sicily as a beautiful, bountiful seaside island, and they settled here and went really quickly up the coast to Taormina and other places. But they landed in Giardini Naxos first. And over there by the port, there's a beautiful, beautiful statue. And I'm going to put it up right here. And does anyone know what the statue is? I'll give you 5 seconds. It is Nike, as they say it here, not Nike, Nike, the statue of Nike, the statue of victory. And also on that port, there's a beautiful place where they had the Olympic torch lit in 1960 on the way to Rome. So lots of little things to do in Giardini Naxos. Of course, you know, one of the things, here's a big hint for you guys. If you're going to stay in the Taormina area, why not stay in Giardini Naxos? It's a little bit cheaper. It's more accessible to the highway and to other destinations. It's right there on the beach. So that's a little tidbit there for you.
A little cheaper? It's about 30 to 40% cheaper is what it is. It's a lot cheaper, and it's only a few miles away from Taormina. It's my favorite hangout for many years. My pal Roberto has his Sicily cafe there. He's almost like my brother, okay? As a matter of fact, we had him on one of our videos, didn't we?
We had a couple of times.
Yeah.
Didn't you have your books over there? You
Yes.
You were selling your books for a while.
For many years, I used to go down there to schmooze with the travel clients that used to come down over there. And great food, pizzeria, good pizza, good paninis. Stays open late at night during the months of June and July. It's right across the street from the Helena Yachting Club, which, by the way, is a great European style hotel. Even I've stayed there. The old Ramada Inn, or the old I can't think, Hilton. It's now something else. But that's a great neck of the wood.
Yeah,
Great neck of
absolutely.
the woods.
And you go there, you can also great access to the beach. You get an umbrella and a chair for €12 or something like that. Stay the day. Great restaurants along the coast. But I have to tell you, one of our first interviews was with Roberto, and we talked a little bit about Sicily. So take a listen.
The name, it means Sicily. It's one of the oldest names of Sicily. Probably it is coming from two words, like Sic, it means land, and Elia is coming from Helios, the sun. You know the Greek name of the sun is Helios. So Sic Helios, because it means the land of the sun. The first Greek, when they arrived here, almost 3,000 years ago, they arrived from east. So they have the sun behind. So this land was full of sun. You understand? That's why. So when they arrived, they say, "Oh, look, the land of the sun." Also for the mythology, all the story that they say that they should go in a place with a lot of sun, where the grape growing close to the tree, olive tree, and so that's why one of the first names that the Greek give to Sicily was Sicilias. That's the accent, Sicilia. Even today, if you go to Greece and you say, "Where you have been?" You've been to Sicily, they say Sicilia. They still call Sicilia. There is a story behind everything, even in our menu. One of the biggest king of Sicily, imperator, was Frederick II. They call him the Stupor Mundi. And the mother was Costanza d'Altavilla. And when she made Federico, she was already 40, 45 years old. She was too old for that time to make a child. That's why when she make the child born, she made in a public square. So she called everyone and say, "Come and look, I'm making the new king." And she opened the leg. She make Frederick in the front. Yes, in the front of the people. And if you look at our menu, for example, you see the salad. You find Costanza, the mother, and Frederick II. So it's a kind of roots inside here, of history roots.
Wow.
So the history is also in our menu. Everything is based on Sicilian food. We like to work on Sicilian recipe, on Sicilian product.
What's your favorite?
I like a lot of the norma, the fresh pasta, the handmade pasta, made with eggplant or aubergine, the fresh tomato and basil, with some ricotta cheese on the top. It's delicious, the fresh ricotta cheese. That's the typical Sicilian pasta. You know how born Sicily? You know the God? He made the world, made the earth. So when he make I make round. I say, well, I put here America, here South America, here a little bit of white, Greenland, here some dark people, I turn, here China, here is empty, and then put Australia, just top there, then he turn, no, I made well, right? Then he keep, and he kissed it. Where he put his lips, born Sicily. That's the way. So, should be a reason why it's different. It's a kiss from God, Sicily. That's the point. So it's sometimes there is no words to explain Sicily. You should come and live and try to find by yourself the treasure of the island. It's a fight of color, it's a fight of civilization. 3,000 of history talking for us. We don't need to say anything. Sicilian it's a lot of things in the same time. It's one word, but it's mean a lot. It really mean a lot. It's the country of the love. It's the country of the sunshine. It's the country of the mafia. It's the country of the fight and of the love. It's a lot of things that putting together. And we are 6 million person living on this island. So you can imagine it's not an easy place, but it is also an unforgettable place. It's a place that you can't live without, right? Yeah.
Wow. What do we have?
So you have The salami that is made from the black pig of the Nebrodi. Nebrodi are the hill behind here. All this area is the parco, the park of Nebrodi. Is a protected area.
That's
and
that, yeah.
there is the black pig, especially like cinghiale with a horn here. You know
It's
cinghiale?
almost like a boar.
Yeah, but very wild pork.
Right.
They are black. So, they are
And
black
then-
pig.
Chris-
This is bruschetta made with Sicilian tomato and some basil and virgin olive oil. Mozzarella with our milk. Our sun-dried tomato, delicious. Signore,
Buongiorno.
Cusco, ancione stack. Arrivederci.
Anche per fare.
Danke.
What is that?
This is frittata. We made it with all vegetable like aubergine, croquette, or zucchini. All vegetable from our hut. We have a garden where we plant all these kind of things.
So everything is locally grown.
Yes, almost kilometer zero. We like to work with kilometer zero. We care a lot. We just, for example, we separate the garbage, the tin, the aluminum, the glasses.
recycle.
Yeah, we recycle.
Can you believe that? That was the summer of 2014. That's how long we've been doing this.
You know, I want to say a couple other things about Naxos. The first thing I want to say is that Roberto's Sicily Cafe is located in the Roccanati section. There are two sections, okay? You'll see the sign Roccanati. And when you go there, tell Roberto that Alfred and Esther sent you, and he'll be extra very nice to you. He really will, I swear to God. But on the other side, they have Lidos. Those are the ones that give you the chairs and the umbrellas, as she just said. I recommend you go to one called Sayonara. You can't forget that. Sayonara. It's right there. The beautiful boats are there, etc.
What makes it good?
It's just the ambiance. The ambiance is great. They have music in the background. They have, it's not big. It's great. And right about 100 yards away, you'll see a huge pavilion. Okay? And in that pavilion, they have the best gelato, in my view, and also pizza and stuff to eat right at this pavilion. So you can get out of it cheap. All right? It's not an expensive place. And they also have a beautiful, more than beautiful train station. The train
point,
station is
good
just
point.
killer. It's
I
beautiful.
love, because we live in Acicatena, so I usually take the train from Accireale, which is about 10 minutes from our house,
clean
and
as a
over
whistle.
to the Giardini Naxos train station, which is so, so beautiful. Absolutely right.
So those are the things I look for: cleanliness, ease of transportation, good places to go, and most importantly, nice people. And Giardini Naxos has all that stuff for you. Good place.
So as you leave Giardini Naxos and you drive by Taormina, we recommend that you go to Savoca. Now, I know Savoca is one of the scenes of the Godfather movie, and so is Forza di Agro. But to me, those two towns are like Sicily was many, many years ago, right? You hearken back to the 1940s, 50s, 60s with cobblestone streets, beautiful churches, beautiful vistas of the Ionian Sea. To me, Savoca is one of the most beautiful ancient cities here in this area. Also, there's a lot of lemon and orange trees, and I figured the India and olive trees as you drive up. But listen, it's not for the faint of heart, because right? To drive up both those towns.
Let me say something about, we'll talk about
Savoca.
Savoca's first. Okay. Savoca is the home of Bar Vitelli. If you saw the Godfather trilogy, Michael Corleone went there. And it's actually really a bar. It's still in existence today. The guy's made a living 50 years. Right? You can go in there, you can have the shotgun, pictures of wooden shotgun, you can get a t-shirt, stuff like that. But the most loveliest thing about that, there are a couple of lovely things, but the most thing that I like about it is if you walk straight, you'll see the church of, what's it called, St. Michael? St. Michele?
San Niccolò, and inside, they have a lot of scenes from the Godfather. It's very simple. It's a very beautiful church. So if you get a chance, And if you can bear a little bit of hill walking, go ahead in there as well.
That church is where, in The Godfather, Michael Corleone got married to his first, Apollonina, his first wife. Interestingly enough, Giardini Naxos, Savoca, Forza d'Agro were used quite a bit in the filming of that trilogy, not Corleone.
Yeah, because he thought that those represented more what Sicily is like. So, but back to Savoca for a second. You know, they're trying to reinvent themselves a little bit by becoming the city of art, Città d'Arte, and there's beautiful murals all over the place. Of course, there's that famous picture of the filmmaker,
Right, Francis Ford Coppola.
Right in the center of town. But besides Barbatelli, I suggest that you go to the place right across from it because it has beautiful views, and you know, those guys are really nice, and I wanted to give them a little bit of business, so we always take our clients to the place right across from Barbatelli.
You know, someplace in that town, there's a Capuchin place where you can, I think it's still open. I think the nuns are running it nowadays, or they were. We can go in and you can see all the cadavers stuffed they've been there since the beginning of the 19th century. You know, they're just like a catacomb type thing. But they're not open all the time.
And there's a great bread maker and biscotti maker that makes a very unique bread sometimes he has some with olives, sometimes with vegetables, sometimes with figs, and great biscottis with sesame. If you leave Barbatelli and go straight, he's right there on the left before you take another left to go up to the main church. But a beautiful place also to watch the sheep, to watch the scenery. So Savoca definitely on my list of places to go.
Isn't there another or is that Forza d'Agro, that other church, that ancient church? Is that in
Forza d'Agro?
Okay, so I'll save my comments so we get to Forza d'Agro.
But
great
as you
place.
walk along Savoca, really take in the scenes and the arches, and it's just a beautiful place. And it was one of the other first places that we filmed in 2014. In fact, the famous bump, remember the bump? We did the first bump there.
I will not even go near that with a 10-foot pole, Esther. I swear to God. Is that?
We had our friend Rocco there. So anyway, Savoca, put it on your list.
All right. One last thing about Savoca before you go back towards Taormina. When you come down the hill again, instead of making a right to go back to Taormina, make a left and drive up towards Messina. And you'll get to hit a bunch of maybe 15 miles, 10, 12, 15 miles worth of beautiful lidos and beaches, okay, with restaurants on the left side. The only thing about those beaches, however, is that it's not white sand. It's pulverized, I would say like gravel, okay? But that's where the Messinans go. That's their beach, that side, and then on the other side,
a lot of Catanese go there too because it's a little bit more quiet than places like Giardini Naxos. But yeah, if you're, you have to go back down the hill and you pass places like San Alessio.
Let me talk about that for a second. That's a gem. Santa Alessio, if you have a chance, drive through there and even spend a day there or a half a day there going to the lidos there. It's very small. There are 3 lidos there, private. The water's great. And there's a couple of nice
few
bars.
Restaurants on the main drag, and also the one that's parallel to it.
Santa Alessio, great little town.
And and a fortress up there, a castle. It's a beautiful. Do you know that the people of San Alessio actually, when the pirates were coming to Sicily, they went up and to Forza d'Aglo to seek safety, and then a lot of them just stayed there. So
I remember one time you did a wonderful interview with a
lady
with a little dog.
Who had a
lady.
B&B, yeah.
She had a B&B there.
Maybe
if you say it's prayer to Saint Anthony, you can find some of that film.
Back many years
that
ago.
was a great little kid, a great lady.
And we are over here at Hotel Donna Rosa, and there's Senora Rosa. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno Domenici, Vi aspettiamo a Sant'Alessio Domeniche.
Look at her cute little hotel. She has all these things for sale. Over here you can sit outside and enjoy a little drink or a lunch. È bellissimi.
Mi fa piacere, mi fa piacere.
It's her pleasure. It's her pleasure. Look at the beautiful art everywhere and this little garden. You can sit outside.
Questo è il giardino dove facciamo la colazione.
This is where breakfast is being held.
All right, Forza de Agro. Up we go the mountain again to Forza de Agro. And I remember many times I say to you, stop the car, stop the car. Look at this view,
Oh, the
look
vista
at this
views are
view.
just unbelievable. Unbelievable vista views. Now, there is the church, I believe, is St. Michael, right? Is that the name of that church? What's the name of that?
The church is Santissima Annunziata. And you know, I remember I took a group of women there, 50 women turning 50, or it was about 50. And we had a great, great lunch at one of the restaurants there. But not a lot to do there except to see that scene and see the vistas and maybe a couple of restaurants. There's
Wait a minute.
in
There's
Forza
also
de Agro.
there's also that ancient church, isn't it?
Yes,
the
there
Church
is
of
that
San
an-
Francisco. It's 14 or 1500s. It's a small little church. It's at the
So what
beginning
was
of it.
that scene?
Okay, that scene in Forza de Agro was the scene when Don Corleone was a little baby. They were hunting for him, and the priest puts him in a burrow, and there's a picture of the burrow going by, the kid stuffed in the burrow, and the mafiosi guys are saying, who's got Vito Antolini? Come out now before we, and you won't get in trouble. Okay, that scene. That church is almost intact, but the thing that everybody loves about it, they have some type of a motion detector on that church. So as you come around the corner to see the church, all of a sudden, the Ave Maria starts to play, all right? And I have seen so many people break down and cry. Am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's so beautiful. It's really a beautiful
Yeah,
thing that
Forza
they
de
do.
Agro, besides the churches and the vistas, also very, very small, thin, quaint little streets. There's also a castle up top. So, Forza de Agro. Now, your
I have-
friend Roberto was in one of the scenes.
Well,
or
here's
was
the
he an
story.
extra?
Getting back to Giardini Naxos for a
Yeah.
second, okay? When they filmed Godfather 3, a couple of things happened in that town. The scene where, listen to this, there's a place that's owned by this baron, okay? That the front of his villa was used in Godfather 1, where Michael Corleone's first wife was blown up in that car bomb, okay? That was at the front of his villa. And then in Godfather 3, the last scene of Godfather 3, when the old Michael Corleone, was dying, that scene where he slumped over in the chair, that was filmed in the backside of that villa. That's just unbelievable. And then in Giardini Naxos, the scene where at the beginning, the funeral, where the son was shot. Remember, he says, I'm going to have a vendetta because you killed my father. And then all of a sudden, they were carrying his father, and then bang, the kid gets killed. That was filmed in Giardini Naxos. But the most interesting thing was Roberto's father. He was the guy that served all the food for the making of Godfather 3, right? And Roberto tells me the story where every night Al Pacino would come into his Cafe Sicilia and in character. He didn't break character
That's right,
for
he did
7
come.
or 8 weeks. He and Diane Keaton came. And when you go there, ask Roberto to show you the picture that he has of Al Pacino. It's just unbelievable. That's if you like the trilogy.
I do have to admit, I didn't watch all of the Godfather movies. And I was watching.
What did you just say?
I did not watch all of the Godfather movies.
That's a
And
deplorable offense,
I'm
isn't
proud
it?
of it. And I was looking back at some old interviews I did with you in 2014 where we talk about dispelling the stereotypes and the myths and all the bad light that Sicilians were given because of the Godfather in the United States.
Yes,
and we do talk
right.
that one of the main purposes of You, Me, and Sicily is to dispel those myths about Sicilians and to show the real people of Sicily. So it was fun going through the video,
Well,
looking at that.
that's one school of thought, okay? That's one school of thought, and that's a school of thought I happen to agree with Esther. I think these other TV movies where these Italian guys are laughing all the way to the bank as they portray criminals, okay? But The Godfather kind of stands out only insofar as there's another school of thought that says as an art film, it ought to be appreciated as an art film, not as a mafia film, but as an art film. And it was really the first movie in color there were others too, but this one really gave a good insight of what life was in Sicily. Okay, and as you saw in that movie, it was very poor. People were in burrows and stuff, so forth. I mean, very, very poor, backwater type of an island.
And there are so
back
many
then.
sections that look exactly like that.
Even to this
On
day.
the flip side of the story, a lot of businesses, especially in Taormina and a lot of the touristy areas, are still making a lot of money on The Godfather,
Now that-
including Bar Vitelli.
Well, listen, what sickens me to this day is when you go to Taormina and you walk down the Corso Umberto and
There's
you see all those junk
T-shirts,
shops
yeah.
peddling Godfather T-shirts and Il Padrino this and Il Padrino that. And
Infuriates me.
It's that's ridiculous, okay? And these same shops, by the way, sell lava busts of the former dictator Mussolini. You could actually buy a bust of Mussolini, the fascist dictator, in some of these shops. It's like bananas.
All right, so there was Giardini Naxos, Forza de Agro, and Savoca. And Alfred, do you have an announcement to make? No? Okay, we'll make
I have an announcement to make, but I'm not going to make it in this show because there's several things going on in the back. But I've
Okay, we'll
accepted
have
to
an
do
annex-
something in a future episode. I'll
You're going to
tell
talk
you.
about it?
Yes, yeah,
Ooh,
for sure.
keep it a
But what I did
secret.
want to talk about, could I say one more thing?
Before you do that, if you're enjoying this show, please, please, please hit the like, share it with a friend. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's important, okay? But the other thing I was going to say is our membership for the community, it's called, is $1.99 a month, and it's been growing, as evidenced that we got a word that our viewership has increased by 40% the last 4 months.
And it's
40%.
thanks to you guys.
And it's
Thank
up to you guys who support the programming and watch it. And I would like to thank you, and I'm sure Esther would as well. So today we're not going to try to hawk anything. Other than, but
No,
those
seriously,
things,
we
those things
thank
that we
our
do
spawn.
hawk help us pay
What do you
for the
say?
programming. That's all.
Every bean fills the basket.
Every bean fills the bag, and believe me, it really does. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just amazing
Thank
our
you.
friends that
Thank
we
you,
have.
thank
We really
you
love
for
you
all
guys.
of the sponsors, our major sponsors. You'll see their names at the end, and also our gold sponsors. And so we're excited, we're humbled, and we'll be bringing you many more videos from Sicily. On that note, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Hope you're having a great day and a great week, and we'll see you on another video of You, Me, and Sicily. Ciao.
Sabanadiga. Ciao.